way. Last segment, we're gonna talk a little bit about boxing. That's my Floyd.
That was my uppercut.
Got your hat.
That's my Floyd. Oh, you got my got my hat. So, all right, y'all. Let's start with Floyd then. Nah, let's not start with Floyd. Let's start with some actual. Well, Floyd is an actual boxer, but let's start with some actual boxing. Canelo Alvarez strikes again.
Saul.
Killer. What was that? I forget what round it was, but basically he broke home the cheekbone, broke Saunders' cheekbone, TKO, ball game, another win in his belt. I think it's important to note that Canelo has 2 of his last 3 fights that he won were against guys that hadn't lost before. So it's not like he's not fighting competition. He's definitely fighting competition or whatever that division has to offer. I'm not the most educated boxing fan. I just like to watch him go. And his name, I've watched plenty of video. I got to see some more with him fighting a week ago. And man is bad, man. Power, precision, and he plays chess in the ring. He's a chess player in the ring. Starts to figure you out. Once he's figured you out, okay, you can't do that. You don't hit that hard. You can't see that. Okay, boop, boop, boop. And it's precision. Where does he go from here, John?
His next step is to fight Caleb Plant. He's trying to unify the middleweight division. The man already has 5 belts. You just need one more to unify it. He will be the first Mexican fighter to do that of all time. He's trying to cement his legacy as one of the best fighters of all time, and also, his legacy in regards to Mexican fighters. And it's a long legacy with that. You got De La Hoya, right? You got it's so many fighters. I can't even name Cesar Chavez, right? It's like he's come from a long legacy of fighters. Right now he's 51. He's 56-1 with 38 knockouts, and he's still going. We talk about pound for pound fighters right now in the boxing rankings. He is the #1 pound for pound fighter inside of boxing. Period. And I became an official fan this week because he fought Billy Joe, and Billy Joe, like you said, was undefeated, and like Billy Joe was getting traction like the fourth, 5th, and 6th round. He started to hit him a little bit, and then Canelo hit him with that uppercut, and it was over. So, after watching that fight, it's going to be hard for me to believe that anybody can beat him. Even as he's getting into like the end of the prime of his career, because he's only 31 years old. So he still has some more years left, but the man is bad, man. Caleb Plant, he got something to worry about.
Man, Canelo looks scary, dog. Anytime you swole somebody's eye up and give him a darn near career-ending injury, you're a bad man. I just only wish that he was a little bit more mature. What's his name? Floyd Mayweather. That would have been a beautiful fight. But I'm not going to go to the ifs and the fists because, we do that all day. I'm going to give him his props, man. TKO, last 2 fights, he was dominant. He's clearly the most dominant fighter in his weight class. So definitely someone that we definitely have to show some love to.
Definitely. Yeah, I want to ditto what you said, Rob. I really wish that he would have been able to fight Floyd more as what he is now in his prime when he did fight Floyd. However, we digress to the past. Moving on to some more entertainment fighting, but still boxing nevertheless. Definitely all over the headlines. Floyd Mayweather taking his undefeated record back into the ring. He was retired. This is an exhibition fight. It's not necessarily, anything ranked or anything like that, but he is going up against Logan Paul, the older of the 2 Paul brothers, who are YouTube sensation turned fighters. Jake Paul, his younger brother, notably knocking out Nate Robinson, and he also knocked out a UFC fighter a couple weeks back. I forgot homie's name, but he also fought Jake Paul is 2-0 on the mainstream on the main stage against other celebrity non-boxing athletes. I'll put it that way. But Logan and Floyd, what do we expect here? What's our headlines here?
I can't believe I found myself cheering for Floyd Mayweather, man. As a Manny Pacquiao fan, I was never a Floyd Mayweather fan. But
I'm here with you.
At the end of the day, you gotta respect greatness, man. And you know, I want to see Floyd knock this kid out. I don't even want to know. I don't want to see no defensive Floyd. I don't want to see no playing around with him. I want to see straight brutality. I want to see lots of blood. I want to see him do to what's his name, Logan Paul, what Canelo did to Billy Joe. I want to see.
I want to get that.
I know, but that's what I want to see. I want to see. Boy's old. He's 44. But then I look at somebody else like a Bernard Hopkins, and his last fight was at 51. So I think like he still could perform to an adequate standard, especially against someone who I don't believe is a well-trained, world-class boxing artist. So it's probably gonna be something more like the Floyd versus McGregor situation.
And go ahead, John. I'm gonna let you go.
Oh man, we know that Floyd's not in his prime, but at the end of the day, he's still TBE, bro, the best ever. So undefeated for a reason. So with that being said, I think experience, not talent, is going to win this fight. We know who has the youth, but at the end of the day, we haven't seen Logan Paul go 12 rounds. We know that Floyd, when trained properly, can go 12 rounds, right? And we also know that Floyd can frustrate fighters and get them to throw punches where, you know, they're upset that they can't hit you, and now you're out of your game. So it's also the mental part of the game too, where I feel like Floyd's going to beat him. So I wouldn't be surprised if this fight doesn't go past 6 rounds, just based off of those factors alone. I think Floyd is going to knock him out one way or another, but it's going to be probably like kind of ugly in the beginning, kind of because we know how Floyd is, kind of fills you out and then go for it. But ultimately, Logan Paul is going to lose this fight. In my opinion.
The skill and experience both go to Floyd, in my opinion. What I've noticed in this, and I've only got to see 2 of them, with Jake Paul being the recipient of the wins in his fights. I've noticed with these celebrity fighting matches is that they pick guys that think they know how to fight, but they don't know how to defend themselves. That's what happened with Nate Robinson. He went in there throwing head down punches, and he got clapped a couple times. Other dude that just fought Jake Paul didn't know how to defend himself. Floyd is not just a boxer. He's not just the best boxer. One of the best boxers. He is one of the top 3 defensive fighters there's ever been. So I'm expecting this to look exactly like what it looked against Conor McGregor. I'm expecting somebody like Logan Paul to go in there, get frustrated very soon with Floyd, and forget his training. And once he forgets his training, just like Floyd did with Conor McGregor, he just didn't get to knock him down. The ref stepped in there and didn't let him hit the canvas. He's going to pick him apart. I don't care how old Floyd is. He's defensive. He's going to get out of there. He's going to nope. Talk crazy to him, laugh, jog back to his corner, have a good time. And then when Logan gets frustrated because his guy's not just coming at me, Floyd's going to pick him apart. We're not going to be entertained by the first 3 rounds. Anytime Logan does actually connect some sort of punch or gets a little bit of a glove on Floyd's head, crowd's gonna go crazy, but it's not gonna last long. I'm telling you exactly. I put it on wax. I'm telling you exactly what's going to happen in this fight. It's not going to last long. He may hit him 3 or 4 times clean in the first 2 to 3 rounds. He's gonna throw a lot more punches than that, and Floyd's going to pick his spots in those rounds and still give him a little tap. These love taps. because Floyd is not a power puncher, but at the same time, he doesn't have to be. These guys aren't trained. They haven't fought in these situations where it was an exhibition, where it wasn't about the money, where it was about winning the fight and being the best fighter in their profession that they took their lives and created their lives around. They don't have that experience at all. So when we get past round 3 or 4, Logan just better be happy with the money because he's going to leave with an ass whipping. That's my opinion. But I think that's all we have for y'all today. We went 1 for 4 today on Tom's Insider. But hope you enjoyed it. Through the hallway. Definitely check us out on iHeartRadio, Apple Music, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We are everywhere. We are back. We will be back with you guys next week. Have a great week. We will see y'all later.